All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Gagadash. Double honors to apostles of GMS and his sincere. Shalom to the brothers out here pushing the truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. And what I have here is basically another fight breaking out between China and India. And this comes as no surprise. Now, we're now in that time where you can't hide the wars that's actually going on. You can't hide that. The wars is the wars is going to be shown one way or another. And now people are going to soon see and going to start panicking once they realize we've been in World War III and it's about to be on these people's front doorstep soon enough. So I'm going to go ahead and play the clip for a bit.
Involving Indian and Chinese soldiers, both sides are now deploying more troops along the 2,000-mile border between the two countries.
Now we're seeing on the Chinese side roughly 200,000 troops, according to some estimates, flow into areas around the border.
And what's been seen as the biggest deployment in India's history, some 50,000 additional soldiers, are matching China's current troop strength in the area.
Sources tell us the threat has been clear and present. India's deployment is about preparedness rather than triggering hostility.
What's important is the sort of troops that they have. They have some pretty serious high-altitude fighters embedded among them. This is a serious deployment designed to try to make the PLA be very concerned about doing a land offensive again.
Both sides are said to be building new roads, bunkers, tunnels, runways, and moving in advanced military hardware. The Wall Street Journal reporting that China has deployed surface-to-air missiles and anti-missile batteries, while India has beefed up its air force.
Both India and China are nuclear-armed countries, and so if a confrontation does take place on that border, it would be problematic for the world and for the United States.
6 decades after the Sino-Indian War, the world's two most populated countries are still going at it in the Himalayas. The last clash.
So even as you just heard it, they've been having this going on. It's been going on for, I think he said, the past year now. So what about the other fights that's been going on before that year? These wars has never stopped. These fights has been going on, and no one knows about it. No one even bothers looking it up. Nobody even finds out that, oh, they just had another fight. Oh, this fight just happened. They just, and Esau is just covering up so people don't notice it until shit really hits the fan. And then people are going to find out. And they're going to start shitting bricks. So I'm going to...
Coming in June 2020 when Chinese soldiers took...
This is Matthew 24:6. It says, ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're just not seeing wars and rumors of wars just only from these type of things, but we even see wars and rumors of wars inside not only this place but other countries. Russia's having a war, in a internal war with their civilians. America's doing the same thing. China's doing the same thing. So they're having wars inside and out. This is the age, or I should say the year. Actually, it's been the year, but this is pretty much the age of wars breaking out left and right.
Several square miles of Indian territory in the Galwan Valley. Indian soldiers fought back, losing 20 of their own. China says 4 of its men died, though that number is thought to be much higher. It was the deadliest incident between the Asian giants in 45 years. Dozens of high-level talks since then have failed to calm growing tensions between Beijing and New Delhi.
The words and deeds of major military and political officials should help ease the situation and increase mutual trust between the two sides.
But it hasn't, leaving India increasingly mistrustful of a powerful neighbor that's pursuing regional and global ambitions.
the overt goal of the Chinese Communist Party is global hegemony, and that begins in the Indo-Pacific. Within the Indo-Pacific region, the biggest counter to their narrative is India. And the goal is basically to fragment and render India inoperative, because India is the best hope for other democracies in the region to try to withstand China's aggressive expansion.
In the past year, Beijing has expanded political and economic fights, spreading to Vietnam, Philippines, Bhutan, Nepal, Australia, and Indonesia.
You see, they're doing no different from what America does anyways, what Babylon does, as he spreads his eagle wings throughout all the pretty much parts of the world. So China's trying to do the same thing. Russia's going to do the same thing. And then it's going to come to a point where they're just saying, F it. We're all going to fight. It's a free-for-all fight. And then they might even come together just so they could get rid of this place, which is more likely the case. So this is Jeremiah 50:9. It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be broken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, now shall return it in vain." So the Lord is raising up these countries so they have what they need to get rid of this place. And Esau knows that this place is going to done away with. But Esau also has to understand that these rats, as far as these rats, that the Lord's going to find these rats. It says, "That arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return it in vain." So when these great nations like Russia, China, and all these other places start throwing these missiles at this place, Babylon has no way of turning that back. They have no way of blowing them up. The Lord's going to make it to where they can't be shot out of the sky. And that's when this place is through. So it keeps on the track that these nations are building up themselves, or the Lord's building up these nations for when the time comes, when they get rid of this place.
This is not a one-off that China is only threatening India. This is part of Chinese aggressive behavior against all its neighbors, against any country it considers a rival.
Indo-China watchers say it's all part of President Xi Jinping's goal to also drive a wedge between Washington and New Delhi.
What's very important from an American perspective is to understand that there is an active political warfare campaign designed to make us distrust and dislike India, so that India and the U.S. can't come together to fight what is an existential threat for both of us, which is the Chinese Communist Party.
And she's right. All the media propaganda for this place is always built to pick and choose who they think is right. Just the same thing they did with Iran or any Palestinian place, to make them seem like, oh, they're just the bad ones. So are they like the Allahu Akbar people and stuff like that? But the whole time they don't do any of that stuff. That's the media putting in these people's minds that, hey, this is what they do. You can't trust them. Everybody needs to hate them. And what do people do? They follow in their lead. Everybody hates Iran or any Palestinian place that deals with these Muslims. So it's basically monkey see, monkey do. They talk about how Russia is going to lose and all this and that, and that's because the media puts it out there. This is what the media puts it out. They put up these walls of a mindset to say, hey, this is to make these people into puppets, into thinking this is a particular way of how we think now. And these people are lost in the sauce because they don't understand that everything this place told you is a lie. Hell, you're the same ones that's talking about that y'all don't trust the government, but yet y'all fall right into the media of the government. But that's the hypocrisy of this place. And it's, with the hypocrisy of this place, the people is hypocrisy. So these people don't understand that this place is just being played.
Meanwhile, top Indian military commanders openly talk about their concerns of a simultaneous conflict with arch-rival Pakistan on its western flank and China to the east. Both countries continue to forge deep military and strategic ties.
You could end up in a two-front war. You could end up in a war in which, Pakistan engages in a conflict and then China opportunistically goes in to try and seize a bit of territory. So Indian forces are much more stressed now than they were, I think, even a few years ago.
Experts now worry that with these additional troop deployments come possibilities of a miscalculation on either side that could result in more deadly clashes. George Thomas, CBN News.
So yeah, it'll be a lot of wars breaking out, and there's nothing these people can do about it. Actually, let me go back to that one more time. This is Matthew 24:6. It says, "And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And that's the Lord telling us, when this really does hit the fan, the Lord says, "Be not troubled," because this is meant to happen. The Lord's telling his faithful workers this, because these people don't understand. These people will refuse to understand. They'll go into denial mode once they actually find out. Other people will go batshit crazy. So we know where these people's mindset lies, their loyalty and all this stuff. This is Malachi 4:1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and that day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." So this place is done for. This place is done for. These people don't understand. But even these other countries are done for, because the Lord's setting them up for their own destruction as well. These people, because even these other countries are proud. Listen, when I read it again, it says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud." That's just not only this place and these people, that's all these other nations too. Because they're going to be brought down too. The Lord's just setting up a chess game, and he's the be all win all. So there's nothing these other countries can even do about it. Which is even funny, because he set up the whole scenario, and it's him that wins it. I'm talking about far as Most High, but that's pretty much all I wanted to go into with that. So with that, shalom.